start entering all the stuff. It's not going in quite yet.
Okay. And tell me when you're up on Instagram. Well, I think I'll just know because
I just got the LinkedIn alert.
right. Okay, I see it's live on Instagram.
Yeah.
We are live on everything.
Live on Instagram. Great. We're live on everything. All right, so hello everybody, if anybody's there. We are going to be waiting a couple minutes and then we will get going. Beautiful, beautiful. This is showing up correctly on Instagram, Lee. You can see the full thing. Okay. Amazing. I think we're going to get started in just a couple minutes. Thank you to anybody who's joining. Wonderful. We're live here from Brooklyn, New York. Beautiful Gowanus. If you want to put in the comments where you're coming in from, go ahead and do that. We will see all the comments. Beautiful Gowanus. If you want to put in the comments where okay, Lee, I'm going to let you give me a thumbs up when you think I should start. Shall we go ahead and give it a start? Let's wait another minute or two. Hello, hello. We're going to start in just a minute or two. Hello, if you just joined us, go ahead and make a comment on whatever platform that you're joining us from. You can tell us where you're coming in from, where are you? We are in Brooklyn right now. We're just gonna wait another minute or two to get started. Lee, how about we start at 2:04? How does that sound? Good, okay. Thanks for your patience as we get started. Okay, if you just joined us, if you want to put into the comment section of LinkedIn or YouTube or Instagram, where you are. I'm sitting here in beautiful Brooklyn in Gowanus. I have a window right here. I'm looking out into the maybe not so beautiful, but I'm looking out into the Gowanus Canal. I can see the trains. Good. Okay, we're going to start. So thank you. Thanks for joining us. My name is Jenny Young, and I'm the owner of Brooklyn Robot Foundry. And we have this webinar here today, and we're going to talk to you about this really exciting opportunity that we have that we are calling the Frandowment Competition. So hopefully this slide deck is going to work. This is the first time we've ever done a live stream like this, so hopefully you can have a little bit of patience with us as we work through our little kinks here. So the agenda today for the session is that we're going to do an overview of the competition. So we'll tell you a little bit about who we are, and then what is this competition. We're going to introduce you to the judges. We have two of our judges here live with us today, so they'll do a little live introduction of each other. And then at the end, we're going to have a time for questions and answers. And so during this whole webinar, if you have any questions, you can just use the comment section of LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram or wherever it is you're coming from. And Lee, who is our head of marketing, is on here with me. Maybe you just heard me talking to her. She'll compile all those comments. And then when we get to the Q&A section, we will be sure to answer all of those questions then. So we might not reply back to you within your platform, but we will get to your questions. So feel free to ask any of your questions. And the last slide is going to be next steps so that you can know how to apply. But feel free to ask questions along the way. Okay, so what do we do? Well, we build fun. So what you'll see here on the slide is a bunch of kids and a bunch of really colorful robots, and everybody is having fun. So we build fun for our students, we build fun for our teachers, and now we are going to be building fun for our franchisees. That's kind of who we are, and everything about us is we are pretty chill, we're pretty fun, and we're always looking to make things kind of lively. So how it all began. So this is a slide with a lot of pictures of my face on it. So I'm Jenny. I'm the founder and the CEO. I started the business 11 years ago. And a little bit about my background is I grew up in Ohio. I grew up with a dad who was an engineer. Both of my grandfathers were engineers. My mother is really good with her hands. We were always making stuff. And so we didn't watch a lot of television, but we were taking things apart and putting it back together. And so my whole childhood was really, that's what it was about, is making things. You'll see a little picture down here of childhood tinkering. That's me. I used to volunteer with my church for, I think, 7 summers, and we would go and build houses. So I am scraping some paint on a door there. I know how to build a house, probably not very well from the ground up. So I know how to do roofing and painting and caulking and foundation work. So that's just kind of a picture of me. I then went on to college to become an engineer. So I went to Purdue University in the Midwest in Indiana, and I got a mechanical engineering degree. And while I was at Purdue, I also worked in the student machine shop. And so I taught all the other engineering students how to use machines. So not only was my dad an engineer, but we had a lot of tools. So mills and lathes and big heavy equipment in our garage. So I grew up using those things. So that's what I did at Purdue. Then we launched 11 years ago at Maker Faire in Queens at the New York Hall of Science. And that was when we first got this going. And at that point, we were a mobile business. We were running classes out of a machine shop that I was a member of in Brooklyn. And we had a booth at Maker Faire right before we launched. And by the time the Maker Faire weekend was over, it was just like a long weekend, we had sold out of all of our classes. And so that made us realize, wow, there is a need for this, and people like this. And so then that was 11 years ago. In 2015, we started thinking about what is the best way to grow this business. And we decided to franchise it. But it took us a while to get all the processes, and the pandemic hit, and now we are ready. So as of July 13th of this year, we are now officially, I am not just the CEO and the founder, I am now the franchisor as well. And that is where the rest of you guys all come in. So I want to start by explaining what the mission for our business is. We want you to really understand who we are, so you can see if you align with who we are, and see if we're a good fit for each other. So the mission of our business is launching tomorrow's creative leaders by providing awesome programs that kids want and parents need. So when we think about launching tomorrow's creative leaders, we're talking about children, we're talking about our teachers, we're talking about our own internal team, but we're also talking about the franchisees as well. One of the things that we thought a lot about is, up until July of this year, I had been the one in control of everything. I had been the one who was hiring the managers of our different locations. And I had the ability to ensure that our culture really propagated throughout all of the places that we were. And when I decided, okay, it's time to franchise this business, we wanted to figure out a way to solidify who we really were. What are our values? What is our culture? What is our commitment as a business? So we had a big brainstorming event with all of our employees, and everyone sat down and said, what makes this business cool? What's important about your job, and why do you feel happy and respected and empowered, and why are you staying working here? So we all put down these Post-it notes, and then it all came together. We made this little graphic out of it, which I think really solidifies who we are as a business. And what you'll see in the middle is that fun. So our first slide started with fun. Here the values have fun in the middle, and it really is what is important to everything that we do. We have a sense of humor. We have a sense of whimsy. We play a lot. We try to make sure that that really propagates throughout the organization. So fun is really the heart, the center of who we are. Then if you go over to the right, you'll see people first. So I came from a corporate America, and I wanted to make sure that when I started my own business, that we would really have a focus of creating a community. I wanted it to be a place that was very inclusive. I wanted to think about diversity. I wanted to think about how to be compassionate towards each other, and also how to have real transparency so that people could respect each other. So people first is a big part of who we are. And then that really kind of leads into empowerment. When I think of empowerment, it's not just empowerment of our students, it's not just empowerment of our teachers, it's also empowerment of our franchisees. And the importance here is that we want everyone to understand that we're going to learn from our mistakes. No one is going to be in trouble for failing. We're just really embracing failure. It's a big part of who we are as a business, and we're running towards problems, not away from them, and trying to figure out how can we learn from our mistakes and how can we make the business stronger and better. Another core tenet is hands-on creativity. So this is a project that we do. It's physical, it's hands-on. We're actually going to be building things with our fingers. That's another core tenet of who we are. So it's more about the process of building, not necessarily the end product, but how can you use that? How can you use these parts to kind of be creative with the things that you're making. The next one up there is thoughtful innovation. So we like to embrace the impossible. We like to be continuously improving, which is a lot towards empowerment as well. But we design projects that really emphasize curiosity and exploration. And some of our projects are kind of unconventional and funny. We know we have a great project when our design team comes up with a project, and we all laugh, because it's going to do something that's like a little bit whimsical. It's going to do something that's a little bit fun. So it's very much about thoughtful innovation. And then the last bubble at the top is customer focus. So we really think a lot about accessibility. We think a lot about bringing joy, and we think a lot about being respectful of our customers. So what does this mean for you is, if you see these things and you say, oh, wow, this is me too, then that means that this is a great fit for you. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people that have an alignment in these values and sees the benefit of our culture. Okay, so what is it? So some of you may know us, you maybe have seen us in Brooklyn and Manhattan, and then you wonder, what is this thing that you are franchising? And what We have been running for the last 11 years, both classes in person at a brick and mortar retail store and also a mobile version of it where we would be going out to schools and organizations and community centers, people's houses, corporate events. And we've been looking at the profit and losses of them both and realized that the mobile business model was much more profitable. So that is the portion that we are franchising. So what it is you don't have to have a brick and mortar. You don't even have to have a truck. It's not like a Molly Maids where there's going to be a branded vehicle, but basically what it is we're going to give you a system. It's a mobile system. We're going to give you all of the parts. We're going to explain to you how to go out there, and then you are going to be going to other organizations spaces to run the classes there. So you might be running it within a school or a community center or like a YMCA. So you're going to get to create a classroom wherever it is that the customers are, which is really all over the place. We're going to be giving you all the materials and the lesson plans. We have a fully developed curriculum that spans 3 years. If you get a kid at the age of 2, they can actually go and continue with us for 7 years without ever having repeated a project. And then what does that equal? This is a great slide that Lee made. What it equals is robot building happiness. So we give you all of the things, and in the end, you're going to make a lot of kids happy, and hopefully your teacher's happy and yourself happy as well. So the perfect fit. So who are we looking for in a franchisee? Who is our ideal candidate? We'll start at the top because why not? First and foremost, we need a leader. We need somebody who is a community leader, somebody who kind of knows everybody in their community and is comfortable being the person in charge. We need somebody who likes kids. If you don't like kids, this is definitely not the right business for you. We're looking for somebody who's purpose driven. So you need to recognize this is not a hobby, this is a business, but there also is a greater purpose to this. You are going to be building a community around your business, and you're going to be inspiring a lot of the next generations of thinkers and innovators. You have to be an excellent communicator. You are going to have to communicate with teachers. You're going to have to communicate with your location partners. You're going to have to be an excellent communication. Did I say parents? Parents and teachers both. So you're going to have to kind of communicate all over the place, and that's going to have to be your strength. Fun loving. We've talked about fun probably 900 times a day. You have to like to have fun. In a time where something may feel kind of stressful, we're looking for people whose core response to that is maybe to laugh and be like, what can I do to kind of ensure that whatever is happening is fun? And the last one is maker, and I just want to talk a little bit more about this one in detail. You don't have to know about robotics. You don't have to be an engineer like me. You don't have to know what a mill is or what a lathe is. But what we do need is people who use their hands to make stuff. So you might be an expert home baker. You might be a painter. You might be a musician. But we are looking for people who use their hands and are very comfortable manipulating stuff with their fingers. We can teach a 5-year-old how to be. We can teach a 5-year-old to build a robot. So I'm 100% sure that we can teach you how to build robots, but we do need people who are like very comfortable using their fingers to make stuff. Okay, so now we're going to jump into this competition. What is this competition? This competition has 4 rounds. And here it is, you are here, and the star is right here. And where we are right now is we're at the initial application phase. Through each rounds, we have a panel of judges, which we'll talk about in a second. We will be evaluating how you do. And then if you do well, you'll move on to the next round. So the first, I think we'll talk about the last slide. I'll talk about what's required in the initial application. After the initial application, if you make it to round 2, you're going to be doing a robot making and marketing challenge. So you'll build some sort of project that we send to you, and then we're going to give you some secret stuff that you can't know about yet, but some marketing challenges. If you make it to the next round, we're going to give you a business plan challenge. So can't tell you too much about that one either yet, but you can imagine what a business plan is, and you can imagine some challenges around it. And then the judges will review your submittals. Oops. And then the last challenge is an event challenge. So you will actually, for the for the people that got that far and got to be the finalists, they will be running their own robot building event. Don't worry, we're going to give you tons of support. We'll help you do it, but we want to see what it would be like if you were the lucky winner. And then the lucky winner will be announced in January, and that will be given to one person, one deserving, wonderful individual will win this competition. We are announcing the winner on Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th, which we thought was kind of fun because who doesn't want to make Friday the 13th a lucky day? And all of the announcements will be happening and we'll be live streaming just like what we're doing right now. So each time it'll be on the 13th of the month because we're going to turn 13 into a lucky number. So meet the judges. So we have gone out and we've done our homework and we have found these amazing group of individuals that have so kindly offered to be on our panel of judges. And what you'll see here is that all these individuals are coming from different areas. So we have people in tech. Beth is from Google and she's in technology. We have people in franchising. So Stan and Scott and Eric and Sheila are all in franchising. Scott is a world-renowned author. Eric has expertise in marketing, and Sheila runs huge events for franchising. We also have two of our judges that I didn't mention. Stan and Richard are here right now with us. And I think what we can do is just give you guys a minute to introduce each other. So I'm going to have Stan, you're going to go first, and you are going to introduce Richard. And then Richard, you will be the closer, and you can introduce Stan, please.
Thank you, Jenny. So my name is Stan Friedman. I've been in franchising for 32 years, and much of that time has been as a franchisor, but now a supplier. And I've given a ton of work during the years in franchising to the IFA, the International Franchise Association, an organization that I have a great deal of faith and belief in, and all of us that have been responsible in the franchise world view that organization as the place we all go to learn and to protect the brand of franchising. As part of my work there, I have served as one of the founding members of a Diversity Institute board, which Richard Snow is one of the heavy lifters on that board. Richard is a guy who's been around finance in franchising for a very long time. He's the vice president of the SBA National Franchise Relationship Manager for Swiss Bank. And Richard, like those of us in the franchise world who love what we do, is one who you can look to when you need something done. He's the pay it forward kind of a guy. In the world of diversity, he has been doing that for years on the IFA Diversity Board. And now, too, he's in service to the IFA as the chairman of the IFA Black Franchise Leadership Council, which is a part of that diversity board. Like myself, Richard is an avid podcaster. He has a program called The Smart Start Now. And of course, you can guess that that's probably all about getting started in business, finding the financing that you need, and learning how to be in business for yourself, not by yourself. And that's what this Frandowment initiative is really, really all about. Richard.
I have the pleasure of, Stan, I want to say first, thank you, because it's an honor, and this is a great segue to Stan. Stan is a pioneer, a maverick of the franchising industry and an advocate. And the information I'm going to talk to you about, Stan, today is just a small bit of what he does, because everything he does, he puts his heart into first. And if he can't lead within that project with his heart, then he won't consider himself to be a part of it. So know that you're a part of something special here with Brooklyn Robot Foundry, because Stan only pours his his heart in the projects that he believes in. Stan is the co-founder and managing member of Zor Forum. Zor Forum is an ecosystem of mastermind groups designed exclusively for emerging franchisors. He's a partner at FRM Solutions. FRM Solutions is technology solutions providing specializing in franchising relationship management. He's also an avid podcaster. He's the host and executive producer and creator of the Franchise Today online radio. And there you can hear a whole spectrum of discussions wrapped around the franchising industry, from the moral compass of franchising to your operational structure to building up your brand. It's all included. And last but not least, he's been with the International Franchise Association for 15 years and 7 months. 15 years and 7 months. He is a founder and board member of the Diversity Institute board, in which we both sit on. Stan, throughout the course of this, even just the year past, has done partnership programs with the U.S. Black Chamber, with Key Bank, with Wisvis Bank, with multiple institutions. He sits on other committees within the IFA franchising space. And now he's here working along with Brooklyn Robot Foundry to, one, create this program to provide opportunity within franchising for minority entrepreneurs, and two, to help them with their growth and their development. So I'm proud to call Stan a fellow board member, but more importantly, a friend. And I'm glad to serve as a judge on this program with him.
Gotta go get my head shrunk. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you both.
That's all
Thank
true.
you. Thank you. So we have other judges as well that are coming from different areas, but we wanted to be able to let a couple judges introduce themselves today. Thank you guys for doing that. Appreciate it. Oops, let me go over here. So now we're just going to open it up for questions and answers. Well, I'll give the answers, you ask the questions, or I guess we could do it the other way if you want. But so does anybody have any questions about the competition, about the business, about the organization? If you do, go ahead and put your comments into the comment section of whatever platform you're using to watch us.
Jenny, I have a question.
Sure.
I don't think at the beginning we actually described what the winner of this competition is going to get. Now, they may have gotten that off the platform that brought them here, but perhaps you could share that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, oops, sorry. What you're going to be getting is, okay, sorry, please give me some questions too. Okay, sorry. So what you're going to be getting is you're going to be getting a fee-free franchise for a year. And so what does that mean? We are going to waive the initial franchise fee, which is $30,000. We're going to give you your initial inventory of parts, which is $5,000 to $6,000. And then we are going to waive all of your first year of fees. So your technology fee will be waived, your marketing fees will be waived, and your royalty fees will be waived. So it's a really nice prize. So basically, we're looking for somebody that has everything that we need, that we're looking for in terms of a franchise owner, but maybe doesn't have the capital. And so we are kind of gifting the capital to get a business up and running. I see that there is a question about, is the point of the competition to establish the franchise outside of Brooklyn? Or in other words, if you live in Brooklyn, do you have a less chance of winning? So Brooklyn's big. You probably know that, Janie, because you live there. So when we had, brick and mortar stores, we had 2 stores in Brooklyn, but we probably could have had 15. So there are territories within Brooklyn that we would be able to grant for sure. So no, if you want to have the franchise in Brooklyn, you are not. What is it? You don't have a less chance of winning for sure. We wouldn't give you the territory right around our production facility, which is in Gowanus, but there are lots of other territories within Brooklyn that are open. And one of the things that is interesting about this idea of we would like to franchise locally first. So locally meaning that I can drive there to help if I need to. And so it doesn't have to be like, within 5 minutes of here, but locally within, 100 miles of here, is that we have customers. So for the last 11 years, we have had thousands and thousands of people who have come to our locations, and we will share those mailing lists for the individuals that get the territories. We know the customers by territory. And so you will already have an existing customer base, which is an amazing thing to be able to offer to somebody. So although we are just new to franchising, we do have all of these contact information and all of these people that we will just be giving to you for anybody who franchises in an area that we have served in the past. Are there any other questions that people have?
Not
Okay.
not a question, but a comment, Jenny, I wanted to make before we move on. I just wanted to let everybody out there that's watching this now or that will watch this in the future and take part of this opportunity that it is once in a lifetime. I just want to stress that. It's once in a lifetime. Not many times do you see an organization that's going to go through a competition and literally provide you a business that you can then change your family, your life first, your family life, and then your community life. So this is just not, this is really unheard of within the franchising space, that you're going to get the opportunity. Somebody at the end of this competition will change your life. You're actually given the access. Usually capital is the biggest barrier. Well, they're getting rid of that. Usually opportunity is the biggest barrier. Well, here's your opportunity. Education, well, they're going to educate you through this. What we're looking for is your determination, your heart. Is it in your heart? Can you bring your skill sets to the table to grow this business? So have you ever thought about you don't have an opportunity, or man, I only see people who have money go into business? No more excuses. Your opportunity is now. So if you're watching this, or you know somebody that's always talked about going into business, their time is now. The ownership of this is on you, and you can decide what your destiny is. Is your destiny to currently stay in the position where you're currently at? Or do you want to make a difference, make some money, and change your community and change your life? I just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you. And I just want to kind of piggyback on that, is that although we are new to franchising, we are not new to this business at all. We have a design team. Jake is our lead designer, and then we have multiple designers that kind of work with him. We have over 1,000 projects that we've designed, and we have taught, I don't know, hundreds of teachers how to teach these projects to children. And people think, oh, engineering is really tough. This would be something that a child would never be able to understand. But we understand how to teach little tiny kids. We start actually at age 2, and a 2-year-old can build a robot, but you have to know how to do it. And so that is what our background is we know how to come up with really innovative, creative projects. We know how to create instructions so that any teacher can teach it. We just have to train them. And then any child can build it. So, so we have 1,000 projects. We are franchising 500 of them. All of those projects have been tried and tested over the last decade. So the first time we do a project, maybe we need to tweak it a little bit, and then we tweak it again, and then we tweak it again. By the time it gets to you as a franchisee, this project is going to work. It's going to be solid. Children are going to laugh. The teachers are going to be happy. And so you don't have to worry about creating that curriculum, which is one of the biggest barrier to entries to getting STEM or STEAM programs into organizations is that part is hard. And the other thing is, I said I have a background in engineering. My degree is mechanical engineering from Purdue. But my background in particular has spanned a lot of portions of engineering. So I started in design. I then went into manufacturing. Then I went into supply chain management. And then I also did a stint in quality assurance. So all that this means is that I understand what it means to source parts. I understand what it means to ensure that those parts are good parts. I know how to set up the production lines to make those parts into kits. This is an example of a kit that we'll be sending to you. We have processes and systems to ensure that all those parts are correct. And then we have the logistics to ensure that it gets to you on time. So that is another big barrier to entry in a STEM program. Nobody wants to figure that part out. I actually love figuring that part out. That part is really fun for me. And we have figured it out. So this is just one less barrier for you. You purchase the curriculum from us, you purchase the parts from us, and you're going to know that it's going to be a super solid curriculum with really solid parts. Do we have any other questions? Any questions? Oh, I just learned today from a teacher. You shouldn't say, are there any questions? You should say, please give me, I would like to hear your 2 top questions. And then it's more likely that people ask questions. So please,
I want to ask anyone who's watching to continue watching and learning more, because pictures are worth thousands of words. And if pictures are worth thousands of words, then videos are worth even more. And you don't have to spend 5 minutes on the YouTube channel, Brooklyn Robot Foundry's YouTube channel, to get a sense of the joy and the excitement and the marvel of young kids having fun while they're learning. And actually, you even get to see some teachers having fun while they're teaching. So there's a lot more to see and feel and learn from your heart space when you take a look at the YouTube channel. So I encourage you to go do that, because it'll be hard for you to walk away from this. Everything that Richard said about the business side is all well and good, and it's true. But when you look at what you get paid to do, when you can have a business that does what these videos are going to make evident to you, you'd have to be crazy not to want to own your business, own your life, and, as Richard said, help change the lives of young kids in your community.
Great. Thank you, Stan. And I think that one other thing that we often talk about internally is what does it mean to be a charter franchisee, which you will be one of the first franchisees. And there are big benefits that you will be getting by being, the winner of this competition. You will have direct access to all of us. So as the business gets bigger, we will have to hire other, individuals to kind of take over and be the liaison between the franchisor and the franchisee. But right now, we're going to be learning things together. We're going to be doing things together. You're going to have questions. You will be able to call me up on the phone and ask me those questions. You'll be able to call Jake up on the phone, the lead robot designer, and be able to talk to him. So it is this really exciting opportunity to start when we are really taking this franchising portion of the business and taking it to the next level. Okay, well, it doesn't look like there are any other questions. So I'm just going to close out with our final slide. Right, Lee? No more questions. Okay, cool. If you do have any questions later on, you can always email us, which is franchise@brooklynrobotfoundry.com. Lee, maybe you can just post that in the comments. So it's franchise@brooklynrobotfoundry.com. I think Lee if you could also just put in the comments the link to the actual page on our website that has the Frandowment information. So you should be checking it out there. So here's the next steps though. So the next steps is we're on the initial application. The due date is September 5th. So it's a little bit less than a month away. And if you want to know how to apply, you do have to go to our website and you have to provide your email address, and then we will send you all the details about what it is that you have to do to apply. You will be answering a questionnaire. We're going to ask you for your resume, and then you're going to submit a little video to us, kind of just telling us who you are. And so that's how you're going to submit it. But if you go to our website, Lee posted that hopefully in the comments, and I saw this question. Lee posted that in the comments, and you will just have to put in your email address, and then we'll send you the details of how precisely it is that you need to apply. But you do need to apply by September 5th in order to be considered to go through the funnel. So what information, what financial information do we need? At the moment, we don't need any. We don't really need anything. The questionnaire has some pretty high level questions like, have you ever been a business owner before? Where do you live? What territory are you interested in? It asks you what's your favorite candy, because I love candy. Kind of just general questions that you're just gonna know. If you don't like candy, I don't know if we can be friends, but no, I'm just kidding. So it's just questions that you're gonna know how to answer. So at the moment, we do not need financial information from you. We just need you to answer the questionnaire. Lee, I didn't miss anything there, right? No, good, okay. I'm gonna give it just one more second if there are any other questions that are, or give me 2 of your questions, please. What 2 questions do you have? Okay, so please go to our website. Lee is putting that in the comments. It's brooklynrobotfoundry.com. There's a franchising page. You can go there and check that out. You can also always email us, franchise@brooklynrobotfoundry.com. Or you probably could get us through the social media as well. Lee manages that social media, everything, and she can reply to you that way. Okay, I'm going to assume that there are no other questions. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate your time. We're looking forward to seeing all of the wonderful people and meeting all of you and seeing your applications. And just don't forget that due date is September 5th. And oh, maybe I should have said this. Candidates, the people who made it through the first funnel will be announced via live streaming, just like what we're doing now. Now we're experts. It's going to be totally seamless. And that'll be on September 13th at what time, Lee? She's going to tell me in just a second. At 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, we will be doing another live stream, and that'll be on September 13th. See, we're making the 13th a lucky number. We hope to see you there. If you have any questions, please let us know. Good. All right, thank you. And thank you, Stan, and thank you, Richard, and thank you, Lee, for all that you did to get this to go today. And thank you, everybody who joined us.